Booty booty boop boop boop. Boop. No more I love you. What are you laughing at?
Just your film.
This is a film? Is it streaming?
Yes.
Oh! Hello! Apparently we're live! Happy Friday, everybody! Oh, Trey, come and laugh with me! Oh dear! Yeah, we've had Piper home for a week, so we're all gone a bit loony here. Hi everyone, we've got Sarah Louise is here. Hello. Who else have we got here? Kathy. Hey Kathy. And Eileen from South Carolina. Hello everybody. I am Lesley Oman from Hungry Heffy Crafts, and I am streaming here on YouTube, on Facebook, and all sorts of other things, Twitch and Mixer and whatever else. Feel free to shout out with some comments. I should see them all come up here, and I'll try to respond to people as we get going on. Hey Candy! I'm so excited. I'm gonna get to see Candy. I get to see Candy. How cool is that? All right, so no plans for tonight as yet, but I do have a box full of new stuff that we could play with. So I picked up some Nuvo ink pads. I placed an order, and if you got over a certain amount, you got the shipping free. So I was like, instead of paying for shipping, let me just pay for shipping by buying a product, and then my shipping was free. So I got these because I thought they were cute colors, and I've not tried their ink pads yet, so I'm really excited to try those out. And then I did not have this one yet. I have all the other jewel drops, and this one must be a new one or relatively new. This is called Cocoa Blush. I don't really know what color it is. I still don't really know what color it is. I think it's supposed to be like a brown, but it's maybe like a browny purpley. I don't know what that is, so we'll have to play with that. The other thing that I got is this, and this is a new product, and I've seen these, or I've heard these be talked about, but I haven't really played with them, and it's called Stone Drops, and I think they have a bit more texture to them perhaps, so I wanted to try that out as well and play with that. And then the other bits and pieces that I have in my box over here, let's put these down, is from Thermoweb, because we have got an upcoming collaboration with Heffy Doodle and Thermoweb. So I got some Zots blings because I love these. They're really small, and you can't get the Zots over here. I got some purple tape in a thin roll. And these were the ones I really, really wanted. These are the Gina K Glitter Gel. So it's a bit like an embossing paste, or almost like the glimmer paste, with really intense glitter. So I got red velvet and bubble gum. So they probably look a little bit similar on screen, but one is a red and one is a pink color, which is really cool. And then I got this, which is a transfer gel. And that goes with the foil. So what you do with the transfer gel, I read it and I was like, that sounds so cool, I can't wait to try it, is that you apply it over a stencil, for example, and then you let it dry for an hour. And then what you do is you put your foil on top and then pull it off, and the foil will stick to wherever the sort of the tacky gel is. I was really excited about trying that. And then this I saw as well on their site. I thought that I would get this in my little stash here. It's called a Stencil Pal, and it's flexible, and it allows you to It's a bit like a squeegee, I guess. It allows you to spread over the gel and other such things across the surface. Get a nice coverage on there, so that's cool. Maybe play with that, although I've not played with these at all yet so far, so I'm not sure how successful they might be, and that does need to dry for an hour. But we maybe dip into these at some point tonight. This is the foil. I had ordered a couple other colors, but I think they only had this one in stock at the time. I think it's so pretty. So keep an eye out on Heffy Doodle, because we will have that upcoming collab to play with. Has any of you guys played with the Nuvo pads yet? Ink pads yet? Interested to know how they will work. Oops. Let me grab a scrap piece of card here to test these out. Hi Wendy. We've got Aunt Max is here. Hey Aunt Max. And Tally's here again. Hello girl. Ooh, okay. Craig, what colour is that?
That's the colour you get after you paint with a load of different colours.
It's mud. Mud. It's muddy water, is it? Oh, yeah. Interesting. It kind of, you know what? It looks like there's a smiley face in it. Can you see it? Oh, that's so cute. That's a pretty good description, I think.
I probably wouldn't use it for marketing.
You wouldn't use that description for marketing? Well, we'll see if I can use it. It's always a challenge. And the stone drops. Ooh, much denser. Interesting. Oops, I've just dropped it all around me. So this, when I'm squeezing it out, I almost felt there was sand or something in it. It definitely has a pearlescent sheen. Let's see. I'm wondering if perhaps, where am I? I'm wondering if perhaps it will dry harder than some of the other ones. Interesting. So let me put this to the side so I don't put my finger in it and see what we're planning to do today. Any requests, anyone? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. So Ranger and I have been going to a puppy play session at a local pet store. So every Tuesday and on every Saturday, they open their doors and they allow puppies to come in, and yes, so Ranger gets to play. But Ranger's coming to the end of his allowance period. So technically it's from 8 weeks to 18 weeks, and Ranger's 20 weeks and he still goes. So I'm at the point where I'm like, they're going to tell me that today is the last week. And every time I go, I'm just going to keep on going until you tell me not to go. But he's really good and he will play accordingly with the Labradors. He's like bouncing up and down. And then with the little Maltese, he's like boop, 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 and really cute with them. He's really, really sweet. So, but there's only so long he could get away with going. So I thought Tuesday was going to be my last day actually, so I put a box of chocolates in my bag, in my bag, and I went in and we had the conversation, because I thought if they say, yeah, sorry, this is it, I was going to go, well, thank you very much. But I went through all my cards and I couldn't find a card that had a dog on it, so I wanted to make a thank you card with loads of dogs on it. So I'm going to go through my stash and figure out some cards with some dogs on it, some stamp sets with dogs on it, and see if I can figure out how to make a completely epic thank you card. So this might take a while because I'm not sure how many cards or many stamps I've got with dogs, but let's see. Obviously we've got the Yappy Happy Meal, which just has to happen. Maybe you can make a card that pops up or something like that. That would be fun. Okay. Do you have any other dogs? Dogs. I could have other animals as well, I suppose, but I think because it's rain, like because we've been going there with Ranger, then I might just stick with dogs. Let's take a raccoon, dog, let's see what else we've got. That's not a dog. I don't think I'm going to use that one, but I'll take it out anyway, so I can make an informed decision. All right, let's see. How do you not get the swirly tip to the top of your Nouveau drops? So when I'm squeezing the Nouveau drops, it's a bit like, have you ever piped with a piping bag? So if you do like a macaron, then they suggest that whenever you're squeezing the piping bag, when you get to the end, you stop the pressure and then you do a little quick circle like this as you lift it up. And doing that little circle will actually help create a smoother top. And then what you do is you tap it underneath and the little peak will slow down. If that fails, lick your finger, gross as it may be, or if you're being fancy, tap your finger in some moistened, I don't know, a baby wipe or a moistened sponge or something, and then just tap gently on top and that will smooth it off. So that's a little tip for you. Newton's Nook. Let me see. The stone drops dry with a texture to them. Ooh. Cool. Okay, well, I shall look forward to poking at that, essentially. No, those aren't dogs. Maybe dog, dog, dog. I'm glad to see I have loads of dogs. You never think you have this many until you pull them all out, right? Oh my gosh, there's too many dogs there. Okay, so I'm thinking instead of using every dog that I have, I'm just gonna pick and choose. Your honeybee set, yes, I'll get to that in just a second. That'll probably be used. Although my honeybee set has got it's like a much finer line, because that's what she wanted. So, I don't tend to use it as much as some of the other sets. There it is. What I really need is the new Lawn Fawn set with a little doggy on it. So cute. largely nouveau drops will leave a peak if they are cold, and you should warm them in your hands if they feel cool. Yes, I have definitely noticed that. In particular, my red one was really, I guess the word I would use is tacky. Like it felt really tacky rather than nice and viscous like the other colors. I think the rest of these are all stencils. All right, we have got a bunch. Okay, so I'm thinking these guys, they look like very, they look more human because they're doing stuff, whereas I want to stick with cutesy wootsy. So, let's see what we can do. I like this guy, although he's quite small, so he might be like a background dog. Maybe him. He can be like a tiny foreground dog, perhaps. He looks huge compared to these ones. Maybe these are background dogs. Okay, we definitely need some corgis. Loving it. I like the male dogs, yay. I have wobbly eyes to certain stamps, depends on the stamps. Yeah. Oh, you add wobbly eyes, maybe? This guy's kind of cute. It's like a true menagerie. This is like little birdie. He's tiny. The question is there such a thing as too many dogs? You'll have to do an A5 card to fit all the dogs in, says Tally. I know, right? I'm just taking them all out so I can see what the options are. I might narrow it down significantly. Or maybe what we could do is have some sort of card that opens. I think he's too whimsical. Like layers or something, I don't know. So when you open it like this, it's got a large area. Or a pop-up card. We could do a pop-up card or something. There are so many dogs here. I think it's kind of cute though. I can move him back a bit and have this little guy here. We might lose him. I like this big dog because we have this big dog that you could stamp background ones in grey ink. That's a good idea. I like the big one because we have a big dog called Jeffrey, who's a Bernese, and he comes, and in fact, Piper said yesterday that, no, she said today that she wants to come tomorrow just so she can see Jeffrey. So I like the "you are possum" sentiment. And perhaps we could put the thanks on here. There is a lot going on, guys, I'm not gonna lie. So what do you think? Should we do a pop-up card so that we've got more real estate? I think maybe that's going to be the best solution. Let's see. See if I have any, I'll grab my pop-up die, the Lawn Fawn one that goes on the inside. You know the one I mean? This one. Let's pop that up there for now. How long will it take to colour them all in? Oh, I don't know. But very rarely I actually have a, you know, my mindset on this is exactly what I want to do. I'm making this for a purpose. So I'm just going to enjoy the process. Let's cut this out and we will see where we're at. Bring Piper back. Piper's asleep. Are you bored by my dog fest? Piper should be asleep. We read about a third of the last chapter. And then I was like, Piper, I really need a cup of tea and go and sort myself out before my live stream. You can either read the rest of the chapter yourself, or you can just go to sleep, read something else, and we'll read this tomorrow. She chose to read the rest of the chapter herself. Oh, she could have done some colouring. Absolutely, she would have loved that. All right. Okay, let's see. I wish I had a dog that looked like a dog stamp that looked like Ranger. I guess I'm gonna have to make some. Although Ranger has been wearing his bandana a lot recently, so maybe this guy, we can turn him into a scruffy Ranger. Let's see. We could have this like this. Let me see if I've got any grass in my scraps. That'll help pull this together. That's good. Ooh, I found something. Oh, annoying when you think I have one side but not the other. Unless it's hiding in another pack of my stash, my scraps. Does this fit if it goes backwards? I think we can make that work. Somehow. Do, 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 do. So this matches this, doesn't it? So let me snip this down. Oh, do I want this one? I did not. Let's trim this down. And let's not forget this little bit here to make sure it'll fit on that bit. So guys, what have you all been doing this week and last week? Did you have a bank holiday? We did. We had a bank holiday on Monday and we went away camping. It was our first camping trip with Ranger. So that was exciting. It was exciting indeed. He was ever such a good boy though. Okay. So I think we definitely need to have your possum in the inside. And then some little guys down here. Well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and stamp them and start coloring. And then we'll figure out the rest. Did Ranger have a good time? He did have a really good time. So first of all, he was absolutely excellent. He was brilliant. On the car journey was quite long. So it was over 4 hours. And he's really good in the car. We, right from the get-go, right from the time I brought him home, I would bring him in the car a lot so that he would get used to it, because I'm always off to the post office and things like that. So, I mean, I just wanted to get him used to being in the car. So that's exactly what I did, I brought him in the car, and he's got like a little car seat. They call it a car seat thing. He's connected with a harness so that he is secure. With like a seatbelt thing. And between Piper in the back seat and him in there too, and the car was completely loaded up to the roof with everything. And I have a picture. I like turned around and took a picture, and he's got his chin up in the middle, in between the two chairs. There was a pile of cushions. And he's got his chin up sleeping, and she's got her head down like this sleeping. It was super cute. The only problem or thing with camping was that there were loads of dogs, which was great, and Ranger obviously loved that aspect because he's very much a dog. He's a dog's dog. He loves pups. But the problem here is that he wanted to play with them. And none of these dogs wanted to play with him. So sad. I think a lot of the dogs were maybe older, and certainly a lot were like territorial off the campsite. So, yeah. So this little guy's got black patches, so he's definitely going to need some more ink on him to get that solid black. We're getting there. This is where Misty is perfect. And one day it was so nice, and we went to the beach, and the boys, they hired bicycles, and Piper too, and they cycled along to the beach, and we took the car with the windbreaker and the picnic blankets and everything, and the dog. And yeah, we bought him a new bandana because we wet the bandana so that he keeps cool in the sunshine. And even though we did that, and even though he stayed in the shade under the parasol with me, he's got like a little bit of sunburn down his nose. It's so sad. Poor boy. And he had a little run around on the beach with Daddy, and then he came and snuggled next to me while I was reading my book under the parasol. He was very good. Then the next day, though, it rained and it rained and it rained, and I got really worried for him because obviously he had to go out to do his wee-wees and things, and right up to his belly would get really wet. And we were in like a gazebo, a completely closed off gazebo thing. So even though it was wet outside, we were dry. But he was shivering and shivering, like uncontrollably shivering. We had to go into the car, and warm him up. Poor baby. Poor baby. And then we went to a board game cafe, which was really fun, actually. And play board games. Okay, so we're going to color these in, but in all honesty, I am probably not going to spend a lot of time on the coloring because I will be here all night otherwise. You know, somebody asked me on on Facebook, why does these corgis not have any tails? And I was like, oh yeah, never thought of that. And apparently it has been illegal to dock the tails off corgis for a while. But I think all my reference photos and things must have been older, I guess. Because every time I think of a corgi, I think of the little tiny butt. All right, he's cute. I'm sure his humans did. Paniel says, Jeanette says, I had an exciting weekend at Seth Apter Retreat. Seth Apter Retreat in Dumfries, Scotland. Oh, very nice. I love Scotland. I reckon eventually we're going to move back to Scotland. I can see that happening. I'm going to give this corgi a dark brown nose and a brown inner ear for this little guy. One down. Woohoo! All right, so I was gonna try and do this guy in Ranger colors and color his bandana in similar ways. So the bandana he bought at that actual pet store. One side is blue with stars, and one side is red with white spots. I'm going to color it red, and then I can do white spots with the white gel pen. So he's really not as scraggly as Ranger is, for want of a better word, but we'll try our best. So we just got a little white spot. Just like this, got a little white line up the nose there. Just down like that, kind of. Luckily he's over there. And then he's got a big brown bit here. Kind of joins back like this and up half his tail. This tail is way not long enough for Ranger. And he's got like a perfect circle right here. That when you draw on a dog, it's like, that's fake. That doesn't look real. But it does. And then he's got white paws. And of course, he's like way scragglier than that. But we'll just have to do. All right, we'll just add a little bit of grey to his underbelly. So that he's not plain white. Beautiful Poochie. I guess the only corgis I've been around had ducktails. Been about 10 years ago now. Not my dogs. Yeah. Somebody posted a picture of the corgi with like their big tail, and I was like, I would never have thought that that was a thing. But apparently it is. All right, let's give this guy, shout out some colors. What colors do we want our dogs to be? Maybe this one could be like a apricot color, which is a very popular color for a cockapoo. Dalmatian, good idea. Do you think this should be a Dalmatian? This would be a good Dalmatian, I reckon. I'll start with C1. Give him some shadows. But we should definitely do some colors of the dog. Oh, actually, maybe we should make this like the Bernese. That might work better. Because he's the big one. We can do a Dalmatian with one of these little ones, couldn't we? Like he could be a Dalmatian. Or maybe he should be the Bernese. Yeah, let's do that. So cute. All right, so with the Dalmatian, I'm going to use brown for the spots. And try to do them quite randomly. Oh, he's so cute. I love him. Good call, people. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Maybe a red tie down here. Nice. Golden Retriever or Chocolate Lab? Ah, okay. So there is a black lab and a fox red lab that comes to the classes. So maybe we should do like a there is a black lab as well, actually. Maybe we could make him a black lab. Let's see if we can try and do that. Her. There's two black labs, actually. There's Connie and Maddie. I know all their names. Of course, I don't know what their humans are called, but that's not important, is it? Even though this tail is not very lab-like. But I love those dogs because whenever I was young, I had a black lab called Jet, which is why we have Jet alphabeters, by the way, in case you didn't know. And my sister tonight, just tonight, messaged me with she was like, look what I found in my photos. And it was a photo of Jetty. I love my Jetty. There you go, we got Jetty. And we definitely, this guy looks like he's already coloured in. Let's finish him off. Maybe we can make him like one of those tri-coloured dogs, you know, where it's sort of brown and white and whatever else. So we need some brown, like a light brown maybe. He looks kind of cute. Liking him. And then we definitely need a fox red little guy. E15 maybe? Maybe we do brown with like an underlayer of orange. Would that work? And we've got a golden retriever called Winston. He's lovely. They're all lovely, of course. Those aren't blending very nicely, unfortunately. How's that? The little one reminds me of Tintin's dog. Is it this one or this one? Yeah, Snowy. Yeah, me too. In fact, there's a little white dog, a Maltese called Bertie. He looks like that. It's a super orange color, but we'll tone it down. Here we go. I like him. Should we do Tintin's doggy next? If he's white, he's not going to need pretty much anything. He's just going to need a little bit of grey on there. And that's him done. It's not taking anywhere near as long as you thought it was going to take, is it? What's this colour? Honeycomb. And maybe E31 to darken up some areas. Little pink tongue. Black nose. And we'll go with some brown inner ear again. So cute. I like the colour of that little cutie pie, says Sarah Louise. Yay. All right, so we've got a few left. I kind of want him to be like the Bernese. I need my phone to remind me what he looks like. He is gorgeous. That's him there. Can you see him? Absolutely gorgeous. So he definitely needs some wire 31 legs. He's got tiny little tippies on his toes. I think his belly's kind of like that too. And he's got a little bit of these here. And his jowls kind of come up like this. And he's got gonna curl them around a little so they don't look angry. He's so cute. He's absolutely gorgeous. And this comes around like this. And up. I think he's gonna look a bit weird with those bits on his like tiny eyebrows. We might have to colour them in. I can't see his tail. I'm going to assume it's all brown. This is funny. He is lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. He looks super sweet. The colors of this dog look a little unusual. But hey ho. He's absolutely adorable. I don't know what color his collar is. So we'll have to go for green. I'm pretty sure his collar's black. But green will have to do. Beautiful. All right. Who else have we got in Puppyland? Right, what other colors do we need, guys? Maybe we could do an all brown one. We're doing good. Just one left. This guy. Any suggestions? For those little guys? And I'll make a start in cutting some of these out. I do have dies for some of them, but not for all of them. We could maybe put this this one that's supposed to be Ranger with his bandana. We could maybe put that one on the front as well. Hey, Zoe's here. Late to the party. So many dogs. What's the plan? So Zoe, Ranger and I go to puppy play. And we're getting near to the end of, he's actually over the age he's supposed to be when they stop. And I want to make a thank you card for the people there, because they're really, really lovely. And they always they love Ranger, and they make me tea and everything like that. So it's adorable. They're lovely. And I wanted to have a card full of dogs. A thank you card full of dogs. So I pulled out all my dog stamps, which there are one or two. And I have attempted to color some doggies like the puppies that we have in puppy play. And this is Jeffrey. He's a Bernese, this one. I've got one dog that remains uncolored, so I need suggestions for that if you have it. If all else fails, I'll color him like Ranger, but with black and white spots, I think. But like his brother. All right, so we've got Ranger here. We have Jeffrey. I think I've got this one. I do not have a doodah for. Although he's black and oh, he's not black and white. He's tricolor. Oh, you know what we could do is like a gray, like a dapple gray. That could work, maybe. That's a lovely idea. Ah, thanks. It's one of those things where I looked through my stash of cards and was like, I'll just grab a thank you card from here. I'm sure there's a thank you card in here that has a dog on it. And then everyone that had a dog on it said something like good luck or happy birthday. And And so yeah, so I guess I just have to make one. Okay, this guy is a little bit. His fussy cutting leaves a lot to be desired. You could make him full on Clifford the Big Red Dog. Yeah. He was properly red, wasn't he, Clifford? So I'm thinking about a pop-up card, like the inside of the pop-up, purely because there's so many dogs, right? Right, getting there. Right, let's see if I can start die cutting some of these little guys. I can hunt through. Oh, mustache over here. All right. You are a dog. And you are a dog. Black and white patches like a border collie. Okay, let's do that. Oh no, I don't have that one. A boom. Of course these I have. Of course. Oh, how have I not used him before? How peculiar. Let's snip these little guys out. So while I'm doing this, I should mention that anyone who is watching but isn't part of the Heffy Doodlers Facebook group, I did a video the other day which had an announcement about some new products that are coming soon. So we are introducing cardstock. We're finally ready to get going with it. But I need help naming the cardstock. So over in the Heffy Doodlers Facebook group, I did a live video, and I am inviting people to give us your suggestions for names for the cardstock. And I I should warn you that I am probably more likely to gravitate towards names which are food related, but they don't necessarily all have to be, because some of the colours are a bit harder to think of food-based names, I think. But go on over to the Heffy Doodlers Facebook page, and what did I do with that thing? There we go. And leave a comment. Watch the video and leave a comment. And next week, I'm going to pick out the winning names. And for those who have suggested the names are going to get a little treat. So there you go. You want to do that? One, two, buckle my shoe. Zip, zip. Come on, there we go. Candy says, when's your next release? Funny you should ask. It's sitting right on my desk. We have not yet got a final date for our release because my dye samples just arrived yesterday. So I spent the evening die cutting my little heart out, and they're all looking good. So I will be placing an order. Oh no, that moved, you punk. Rubbish. Placing my order at the start of the week, and then that will, once I get a confirmed date for that, I will know what the release date will be. But so far we are looking at probably the first week in July is probably where it's going to be. So yes, there it is. I knew it was somewhere. I think realistically, plus I'm away at Junkie Fest, so if I have it any earlier than that, I won't be here to pack up the orders, which is unacceptable, obviously. So I think that's what we're going to be at. We're going to be looking at the first week in July, I think. How excited! Sarah Louise says, I left a list of foodie names, but I will confess it made me hungry thinking of all the delicious things. Aww. Num num num. Piper saw it today and she too wanted to add some names. I think Craig added them to the group. The ones that she came up with were really funny though. Loving it. And C3, where are you? C3 is always the one that hides. Do you guys find that? Do you have a number that always hides? C3 and R20. This guy has bled a little in his belly, but it'll do. Oh, I'm not even on the camera. Silly old me. I will stick him down this time with purple tape around the outside. Make sure it doesn't go on the inside because it will tear my project if I do that. E21. There's always one. Vanessa's here. Hey, Vanessa. And Zoe says, I was playing your earlier stream with Piper, but it was impossible to hear because of my noisy family. So I wasn't really sure if you were coming back or not. I'm here. I'm here. Ranger's here too. He's lying over in the over by the door, belly up, which is his new thing. All right, we'll have to do these ones the old-fashioned way. So glad to catch some of tonight's. I say, yay, I'm glad that you could catch us too, my love. Does anybody have plans for the weekend? Craig was absolutely adamant that there was a board game convention thing in London this weekend, and we were going to go to that. So we realized it's in Birmingham. So yeah, we're not going like that. We're not going to that. Right. C5 we shall start off with, and he needs patches like this. I'm off camera again. So cute. Just going to add a couple little dots with my marker here. Bring some texture to that. Do the same with my C1, it might brighten up some of these areas. Lovely jubbly. This guy I think is going to get a pink nose. No, I don't like it, brown nose. There we go. Right. Woo! Joanne's just joined us. Lots of dogs. Is this a ranger inspired card? Mm-hmm. It's for the people who work in a pet store. I'm super surprised by how many dog stamps I have. Although, to be fair, there could have been more. I really have to order that that new Lawn Fawn one with the dog and the cat. What is it called? Say What Pets or something like that? Yeah, that's going to happen. Right, we are good. There. Awesome. So we've got You Are Possum, I think is going to go in the background along here. I'm thinking I won't use this. I will need the critter chatter one too. Yeah, probably. I think I'm going to just stencil the background. And then I can just put this straight on the background. I think that will work best for us. You are Possum. We'll have to ink up this grass, won't we? To stick it on. And then start assembling. So we're thinking this one might go on the front. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let the dogs out. Absolutely. We may have to add some like trees and things or something. Have some of these bigger ones at the front maybe. Okay, I'm just going to lay these down for now while I start assessing my placement. Need these little tiny ones. Did anyone take a picture of my layout at the start? That I should have done anyway. I think these 3 ones were in the middle, weren't they? Maybe this guy like here. Oh, I love Jeffrey. He's like the best. This guy looks too small now. I don't want him to look like he's humping this other guy. I want to cover up this underbelly of my black lab though, because it's a bit messy. He needs a friend up there. Like this, maybe. Oh, I love them. There's a lot going on. Eden's here. Hey, Eden. All right, let's get some. You get a picture. Figure out whether I want to keep this layered or not. And have a little look at the front. Maybe what we could do is we could use this for the front if we wanted to. We could have some grass perhaps. And the thanks. Where's my thanks gone to? Here. Maybe put a frame around it. Might make it pop more. Ooh, let the dogs out. Why did you have to say that? Honestly. Maybe like a shaker card in the front. That might be fun. What do you think, you guys? Thoughts? So many doggies, but no chihuahuas. Aww. No, although there's only very few little ones, so I guess they could be a chihuahua. This little guy as well. But chihuahuas have, wait, do they have pointy tails, like sharp tails? I think that maybe they do. Okay, let's get some ink on the inside of this little guy. And I'm going to create a cloudy sky up here. And we want to stamp the "You Are Possum." So I'm actually going to do that first. And then I don't have to worry about it. Sorry, I'm wishing I hadn't myself. Don't worry. I like it. You are possum. All right. I'm wondering if this mint would be a nice color for the sky. Oh no, maybe a bit too blue. Ooh, I'm interested to see the colors. Those powdered peach. Ooh, it's quite orangey. More orangey than I expected. It's kind of like a skin tone though. That might work for a skin tone thing. All right, you are possum. Let's go for black. You're going to have to get a smaller dog for the front envelope. That dog, yeah, I think you're right. No, I liked him. This is supposed to be Ranger. So that's why he has to take the focal element to the focal place. But we can make him work, I think. But we might need a little friend for him. I think we might need a little friend for him. Maybe a little birdie, like tiny birdie. All right. Chihuahuas have pointy ears, yes. Yes, of course they do. Ah, maybe I need to make pointy eared and do a draw a dog with pointy ears. Let's get some clouds of some description. So this is a lawn fawn dye, I do believe. I'm just going to use that for to use as a makeshift stencil because I don't have a cloud stencil. Which stamp set is the You Are Possum from? So that is from a stamp set from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm pretty sure it's called You Are Possum. It was designed by Christina Werner, I believe. So it's really cute. It's got a cute little cat and a cute little dog. You'll love it. Let me see if I can make this work. So I'm just taking this piece of cardstock that I cut using the die and using it as a makeshift stencil. For some pretty clouds. There we go. So if there's any other stamps that you want to know where they're from, let me know, because I've used loads tonight. I have Heffy Doodle, I have Mama Elephant, Newton's Nook, Simon Says Stamp, can't think if there's any other ones, probably. Alright. A little bit more blue coming up from the bottom here. So I've used my memo tape to mask off this bottom edge. It just gives a nicer finish when you reveal, but it'll be kind of covered up anyway, so it's not really a big deal. All right, that's that one done. And for my grass, yes, birdies, since there's so many around your home, I guess you do some birdies. Pretty. Right, we need to ink up this guy and this guy. I think is there little birdies in here? I feel like there should be little, like just like little boop boop birdies. Actually, I think they are in the Life is Beautiful, Life is Good, something like that stamp set from Non-Fun. So I'll figure that out in a little bit. But first of all, let me get this some nice vibrant green ink. What can we go for? Maybe some mowed lawn. Everybody loves mowed lawn. Especially Tally, it's her favorite. Just use my memo tape to keep my fingers out of the wet ink here. Beautiful. Nice. I'm not really going to go too much into like shading and things. I think there's a lot going on with my dogs. I don't need to overcomplicate it even further. I might just splatter it slightly because I'm kind of addicted to little splatters. Okay, I'll try that. This one doesn't react quite as much. Ooh, I do need to add green to the bottom of this one though, which I totally forgot. So let's stick these on. Stick them down in place. There we go. And then this needs, so it's about an inch away. I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to cover it in green. Mow long. So I think plans for this weekend include Harry Potter movie. Now that Piper has probably finished those last 10 pages of Goblet of Fire. Puppy play in the morning, obviously. Probably won't go too far because this weird thing happened to me. This weird thing keeps happening to me this week. So the other day when we were coming home from Devon, we had a dinner and at a cafe thing, and then I was walking Ranger around. Nothing strenuous, and I sort of stepped up into the area where we were having our food. It was like a step up like this. And then the area, it was like a courtyard, I guess, it was covered, if that's what you would call it. And when I did it, I felt really lightheaded, like the whole world was tilting. And I think there was like a pillar here, so I held up my hand and held the pillar, and Craig looked at me and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No." And he came over and held me up. So and I was like, I feel really dizzy, and he was like, "Well, come sit down," because there was a seat beside us. So I sat down, and he was like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I just all of a sudden felt really dizzy." And then he was right beside me. Once again, I'm sitting, and I feel like I'm flying backwards, and I go like this and grab him. I grab him by his like pocket, the front pocket of his jeans. I'm like, I was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay." So anyway, that happened, and it was like weird, but we didn't really think an awful lot of it. It was like probably dehydrated. Maybe you had a bit too much sun because it was still quite warm out. And then I think I've had at least one every day. I had one when I was out walking Ranger. It wasn't as severe. One in the hallway. And the only thing I can think, no, I'm not pregnant. The only thing I can think of that it could be maybe is like vertigo, like I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's like a vertigo thing. Did I not stick that down properly? But what's weird is that it's temporary. I've only ever dealt with one person who had vertigo, and it was like constant. Like he was on the floor, and it was constant, and it took him weeks to recover. Whereas mine is like, whoa, 10 seconds, and that's it. So I don't really know what that is, but I'm not really wanting to go too far or do anything too strenuous. Candy says I have to watch at least 2 Marvel movies and a couple of graduation parties, and then get ready to go and care for my dad for a week. He was just released from hospital and had heart surgery. Oh, bless him. Well, I hope that he is a good patient and that he recovers well. Good for you, looking after the old man. Let me see about a bit more. You can actually see what's going on. Pop that in there, just like that. All right. And then I ask this every time. I think it's down. Snow's probably usually the one that comes to my rescue. I'm like, do these go up or these go down? Could be blood pressure. Could be. Sarah Louise says, I suffer from vertigo, so I can sympathize. Does that sound like it is? I don't know. Yeah, we go down. Something has to cause that. Yeah. I don't know what it was though. So weird. An ear infection can affect imbalances, although there's been a virus around that makes people feel occasional giddiness. Oh, okay. I never thought of a virus. Yeah, viruses are rubbish, aren't they? They affect people in different ways. All right, we've got the start of something epic in here. Let's see what we're gonna do to the front. So I thought we could have a frame like this. This guy here. That's my boy Ranger. And maybe a thank you. Except I've lost it. There it is. Thanks, not thank you. Unless I just put him in the middle and put like a little love heart or something here. Does that work? do I need to put, I could create the front to be similar to what's on the inside, like the grass and the sky. That might work. A bit more understated. Let's die cut this side. Guys, I need to take a picture of this because I don't think my camera's going to be able to grab it. Can you see Ranger? This is Ranger's current status. Like, belly up. Look how massive his ears are. He just turned around to look at me. It's so cute. Best dog. Okay, let's stick these together with a little proper tape. Don't you have a smaller thanks? Yeah, I have a smaller thanks, I think. Maybe not a die cut, maybe a stamp though. The reason I like this one is that I like embossing it and then die cutting it. I think we need some grass along here. Get my grassy lasses out. Actually, no, I'm going to use this one. Not too small. Let's see if I've got a scrap of paper that will work for this. There we go. Liking the dog on the front of the card says yelp yelps. Yay! Cute Ranger. He's starting the weekend early. He is. Hey, buddy. You know we're talking about you? Hey, buddy. What you doing? You all right? All right. Oh. He can see his own reflection in the glass because it's dark outside. And that means that there's something to growl about. Oh, baby. This week we have been working on some recall training and some more off-leash work with Ranger. Hey Ranger, do you need a wee-wee? Do you want outside for a wee-wee? Let me let you out, baby. You want to go do wee-wee, darling? Go to a wee wee and check to see if there's a handsome dog out there. Leave the door open a little bit, seeing as it's so hot. So when we go through the woods and things, he's off leash. And he's really good. But like leaving our house where we're in a cul-de-sac, so it's not like a big road or anything, but there is a road where cars are just outside our house. So we normally put him on the lead and then walk him down around the corner. It takes about 4 minutes to get around the corner. And so what I've been doing is working with him off leash to get him down to the grass and back up again without darting on the road. And he's doing really well. And he does get a lot more exercise that way. You know you can write thank you in your own handwriting. That's true, I could do that. I have a feeling he's going to come in covered in mud. All right, so I've got some grass down here. So I think I'll just add some blue to the bottom. A little bit. There we go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yell says, I have been experimenting with stencil backgrounds using ink pads and loving the results. Awesome. What have you been doing? I am curious. Curious to know. All right. So my thought was this here like this. A thanks along here. And a ranger along here. Let me put some foam strips on this little guy. Does anyone else experience the syndrome that you have done some lovely cards but can't upload them as it is for someone who will see the post? Yep. Or you've made some lovely cards but you can't upload them because they're for an upcoming release or for an upcoming collaboration, that kind of thing. But eventually you can upload them, but it's remembering to upload them whenever that time comes that is the challenging bit. Normally I end up going, I forgot to shit. Well, for the collaborations you have to, obviously, but if it's for somebody that I'm giving a card to, I nearly always forget to upload them then afterwards. I have been making backgrounds too, but with oxide, says Candy. Yes, I had to wait till the birthday cards were received before I could post them on Instagram. Good for you. My sister has asked that I make a birthday card for my nephew, but she wants a PC gaming card. And I'm like, I ain't got no stamps for that. To which Piper was like, just make them. Like, okay, well, she wants the card next week. And that's not exactly the lead time, realistic lead time for making stamps. All right, before I stick this on, I need to give him some spotty dotties. So I'm completely obsessed with putting bandanas on Ranger now. And if you caught the earlier stream with me and Piper, you will know that I've made him several bandanas this week because I'll show you. So I found some Harry Potter fabric at a local shop at Aldi, and so I couldn't help it. So I've made him some bandanas. So this has got Ravenclaw on it, and it's got orange on the back. So it's got some colors. I wanted some different colors. He's so cute. And then this one has got all the houses on here with black and white here. This one's the same because these two are the same because with the fabric rectangles that I got, I can make two out of them. So a friend of ours has a dog, and I'm going to give her some of them as well. And he's got one that has got Gryffindor on one side in the burgundy color, and then on the other side it has got the gold with Gryffindor things on it. Yes, I like this. I think it's cute. Hello? What do you think of my dog? Is he a bit woofy? He is much quieter than that Ranger one. What do you think? I have just made a Minecraft one for my nephew using some lawn fawn sets that were modified. Waffle flower do a gaming stamp set, I think, says Vanessa. Cool, cool, cool. Could you use digis at all? Yeah, perhaps, yeah. Craig's going to help me out, I think. All right, let's get this inside sorted. So this is going to take a little bit of time to figure this all out, I think. I should probably leave some sort of room to write a cinnamon. Oh, I better not use that. I think I wanted him there and a little tiny Bertie beside him. I'm just going to go grab my glue dots. So let's stick him here and a little birdie on the side. There was a tiny little Chihuahua called Florence, and she was tiny by like Chihuahua standards. Like, she was much smaller than any other Chihuahua I've ever seen, even a Chihuahua puppy. And she was just absolutely adorable. Come on. I'm thinking I need to leave a little bit of room to write Ranger's name on it. Maybe he comes over here. A lot of card magazines offer download digi-stamps. What is that all about? Well, if you want to use a digi-stamp, it's just like a line drawing that you print, and then you would color in and cut out yourself. They offer it as free because they just buy the image. So they will, let's say for example me, they'd phone me and be like, hey, do you want to advertise Heffy Doodle? What we can do is have some of your images free to download, digital images. So you provide me the image, and in return you get exposure, and people then get to know the word, the name Heffy Doodle and what the style is like. So it kind of costs the magazines nothing to do that. I think I'm just going to start sticking these down because it's really hard to do it otherwise. So using digital stamps is a little bit different from using normal stamps. Obviously you're printing it, you're not actually stamping it. Digital stamp is pretty much a misnomer because it's not a stamp at all. It's just a digital image. But they call it a stamp because you could color that image in and stick it on a card in the same way that you would do so for a stamp. But the thing you have to bear in mind is that most inkjet printers, I believe, if you try to use Copic markers or alcohol-based markers with an inkjet printer image, it will bleed. It'll absolutely bleed. So you need to have a laser image, laser printer, sorry. And that way it won't bleed if you want to color them in with alcohol markers. Trying to hide this guy's bottom because he's not coloured in very well. His bottom, it bled a little. Maybe I just colour it in with a white pen. There we go, good as new. I prefer to have the clear stamps, thank you. Yeah, me too. Which is why I have not done that. I have not offered my designs for digital imagery. Let's get Jeffrey in. I hope Jeffrey's there tomorrow, because if not, Piper will be mad. So mad. That's what our puppy play is missing, a corgi. What is a collective word for dogs? Is that a pack of dogs? I don't think it is. Is it a pack of dogs? All right, I think I want to stamp this and emboss it in red. So let me go grab some red. This is, wow, opaque primary cardinal red. Oops. Oh, that's not long enough. Gotta use my big boy wherever he's gone to. Where have they gone to? I have to use this one instead. That's all right. Pam says, I have laser, but it just won't take my Nuna solar white paper, not even the 80 £. Boo. Yeah. That's the problem. It's good to get your input on it though, because that's pretty much what I thought that don't get me wrong, there'll be people that will use digital, they'll definitely use digital stuff, but I think it would be more for scrapbooking. It could be completely wrong, but I know there was a lot of digital elements, free digifiles and stuff for scrapbooking. And I think that made more sense because you didn't have to color them in, you know? Pam says, so many puppies. Looks like it's my typical day at work. You know we're all jealous, right? All right, you know what's coming next. Mutey, mute, mute. Thanks. What would I have done with the stamp set that coordinates with this? There we go. All right, I'm definitely going to use my purple tip for this one because the spaces are not big enough for it to really get stuck in there. And I do not want it to move a single millimeter. Thanks. Okay, love it. I'm actually going to cut this out of some foam as well. I've just decided. Am I though? Am I? Do I want to do that? I want to raise it up. Yeah, I think I do. Maybe even if it's just thin foam, that will do. Let's see what I can find in my little stash of stuff. There we go. Maybe this one will work nicely. All right, let's put this away. And this means that my little thank you message will be raised up slightly. I just like the way that it gives it more of a sturdy look. It's a bit more robust, especially if it's been handed round the shop, etc. The guys who run the store are also like super helpful. Not only do they make me tea, which is pretty much the way to my heart, take note, but anytime I've had any questions about Ranger, I had some questions about his food, and then he was like pooping a lot and all that good stuff, you know. They helped me choose food to put him on, because he completely went off the food that he was on. So they deserve something extra special. All right, we are nearly done, guys. We are nearly done. So we want the thanks up here. I'm going to pop it right in the middle. So it pops up like that. And then Ranger is going to go down here like this. And I think we might put a couple of love hearts around him, and I think that will bring in some of the red tones, and also, or we could maybe put some sequins or some little embellishments like that. That would be fun. Anyway, either way, he needs to be popped up. So let's get some pop dots on the go. And I'm probably going to be quite generous with these once again, because if they're handing this around the store. But he's going to overlap the bottom here slightly. I like the way that it's actually grounding him on the card. So not go down too far, but I can go a little bit further. Pop you there. I think that'll work, like that. And then of course, whenever you open it up, we have the magic happening in the inside. Let's pop this down here. Yay! Okay, let me have a quick look to see what little hearts I've got. I do have some red ones. These red ones are kind of cute, but maybe not quite the red that I want. Let's have a look and see. Oh no, they're super cute. We can do that for sure. So I think 3 little hearts, and that'll pretty much finish us off for this card. This has been one of those one super intense card nights rather than 3 bish bash bosh card streams. Come on. There we go. So to stick this down, I'm going to use some multi-matte medium, which is my favorite glue for these kind of things. One there, one there, and one here. and this glue will dry clear as well. So if it splishes out the edge a little bit, then it doesn't really matter. All right, guys, I think we're done, apart from glaze pen. Need glaze pen. The glaze pen is for, it basically, it writes and it has this almost bubble effect and it dries shiny. So pretty much exclusively the only thing I use it for is like eyes. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So you can see here how it's still a little bit wet, but it'll actually dry in that way, shiny. So it's great for eyes and noses of little critters like this. So I am just going to go ahead, and I'm not going to do the ones on the inside because it takes a while for it to dry. But this will really give Ranger a bit more of a pop. There you go. Ta-da! And I've left a space here so that we can write a message from Ranger. Yay! I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Yay! Yellowtail says, I love making cards to sell, but people don't appreciate the effort in the making. Yeah, I stopped selling my cards because, yeah, people, basically you don't get the money that it's worth. I mean, this card has taken me 2 hours and 20 minutes, which by like minimum wage standard, well, minimum wage is what, £8 something, so that's probably like a £20 card for my time, plus then the supplies, etc. So it's just people these days would rather just send a Facebook message. Well, I'm not dissing that because that's what I do, but yeah, people don't appreciate it. Yay! You should be happy, says Vanessa. It's a great card. Hey Tana, you've missed the fun. We are winding up, and in fact, guys, I am going to go because I have had, I've had 2 streams today, and it is really hot in here, especially given that I have been experiencing some dizzy spells and whatnot this week. I think it's probably best that I go and have a little bit of an early night. So I'm going to head off. I'm going to leave my craft room is an absolute mess and deal with that tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem. Thank you so much for joining me, and for if you didn't see it earlier, Piper had a live stream with me. We made some cards earlier, so there's 2 videos available on playback over on YouTube today. So thank you so much for joining me, and I shall see you guys next week. Yeah, I think nothing else is on next week, so I shall see you then. Have a great weekend and happy crafting. Don't forget to go over to the Heffy Doodlers Facebook page and offer your suggestions for our cardstock names, because you can not only influence the name of what the cardstock will be, but also you can get a little treat, a little prize for helping pick the name. So go over to Heffy Doodlers Facebook page. Yay! All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great one. Goodbye.